Good morning, everyone. Thank you to the Board of Trustees, Dean Weber, and the Lerner College of Business and Economics for the opportunity to speak this morning. It's truly an honor to come home to my alma mater and speak to this year's soon-to-be graduates, class of 2023. You're just a few speeches away from getting that degree. Can we do this again? Let's take a moment to make some noise for all of your hard work. And don't worry, I'll make this quick. When I first got the call to speak, I'm not gonna lie, I thought they got me confused for another Delaware alumni, because I always assumed that commencement speakers were pretty up there in age and on the verge of retirement, which is far from where I am in my career. Seriously though, if I recall, last year's commencement speaker graduated from UD before I was born. I wasn't even a twinkle in my parents' eyes just yet. But I digress. As a relatively young alum, or at least young at heart alum, I take a lot of pride in spending this moment with each of you. Thinking back to my time at UD, those were some of the best years of my life. I proudly crossed and became a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, the world's greatest fraternity whose members consistently achieve in every field of human endeavor. I was involved in the Black Student Union, and I met some of my closest friends, some of whom I have to thank for introducing me to my wife, who in my case is way more than just my better half. So when looking back on my 4 years here and when I graduated, I can easily understand why some people decide to make their time at UD a 4-year, 5-year, 6-year, heck, even 7+ year plan. Because once you graduate, your attention turns from deciding which bar on Main Street you'll be spending your evening at to all of a sudden having to pay bills and all the adulting you can ever imagine. As someone who has been adulting for almost 20 years, being a UD student was way more fun than adulting by a long shot. Before I dive into my speech, I have to acknowledge that this is the final commencement for Dean Weber. Dean Weber is moving on to a new role as Dean of the School of Business at Baruch College. When I first met Dean Weber, I could tell right away that he cared about making a meaningful connection with me and that he genuinely wanted to ensure that Lerner College was seen as one of the crown jewels here at the University of Delaware. It was his vision for Lerner College that really drew me back in. So I want to take a moment to thank Dean Weber for reconnecting me to UD and for all that he has done to achieve his vision of making Lerner College one of the crown jewels of the university. Your dedication and service has propelled the Lerner College forward and will allow it to climb to new heights for generations and generations to come. Please join me in wishing him all the best in his new role, and please join me in giving him a standing ovation for all that he has done for the University of Delaware. As each of you gets ready to move on into your next chapter, I want to talk to you about a few motivations and myths that fuel who I am and how I think today. I hope my thoughts spark some inspiration as you prepare for the next steps of your journey. Starting with motivations. One is simple. This graduating class's generation, Gen Z. You all motivate me because of your steadfast mentality in demanding change. Your unwavering commitment to making a difference helps create a better world. In business, people might tell you to quiet down or not put so much focus on social issues, but I'm here to tell you wholeheartedly that whoever gives you that advice is completely wrong. Diversity will continue to grow increasingly important as the population grows less and less homogeneous. We're reaching a historic moment in the coming decades where the workforce will be even more diverse than ever before. And it's on all of us to continue to build spaces that are reflective and representative of the diversity our world has to offer. We live in a moment where you must assert your commitment to prioritizing diversity, equity, and inclusion wherever you go. Every so often, I still read the UD Review to keep up with what's going on campus. And I remember just this past April, reading about the campus community standing up to a group that was preaching hatred and intolerance through and through. It was a reminder of something I believe in very strongly. We all have our First Amendment rights, so we cannot and will not censor people that disagree with us. But we sure as hell can tell them how wrong or misguided they are at that very moment in time. It also reaffirms the importance of confirming our commitment to developing meaningful and inclusive spaces. It's inspiring to watch our community move beyond platitudes, especially with the leadership of Gen Z, like all of you, constantly showing up to do the work and bring about the necessary changes needed to guide our society forward. Your generation continues to inspire me to match your energy. We're in a moment where conversations about diversity, equity, and inclusion shouldn't be awkward or unusual. These conversations should be the norm, and it's because of individuals like yourself I know they will become the norm. It's on us to have an intersectional approach where we're ensuring we have representation in all of the decision-making rooms. For those of you who have seen or are familiar with Lin-Manuel's Broadway hit, Hamilton, what this means is that we must have diversity of backgrounds, experience, and thought in the room where it happens. To that end, we must ensure we have Black people in that room, LGBTQ plus people in that room, women in that room, Indigenous people in that room, Latinx people in that room, Asian and Pacific Islanders in that room, first-generation college graduates in that room, individuals from different socioeconomic backgrounds and political beliefs in that room. We must ensure we have people from varied intersections in the room because our diversity of thoughts and experience are what make us the best we can be. And we cannot just lean on pretty words to talk about diversity. We must and have to truly be about it. And to that end, a few years ago, my wife and I created the Herbert Family Scholarship, dedicated to supporting Black and Latinx students enrolled in the Lerner College, particularly first-generation college students. I am proud to say that 2 of the first recipients of that scholarship are graduating today and will one day soon be those people making decisions in that room where it happens. Next, I want to talk about embracing failure. Legendary scholar Maya Angelou once said, "You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, and how you can still come out of it." Let me be honest with you. I was laid off during the 2008 financial crisis, and I wasn't sure how I would recover, but eventually I thought of the work ethic of my dad and my brother. My dad always said, failure is not an option. It's just a figment of your imagination. It only will become your reality if you allow it to become your reality. And he said that because he worked incredibly hard to become a senior executive at DuPont, because he refused to let unjust obstacles and unconscious, and unfortunately sometimes the conscious bias of others, stop him from achieving his success. My dad's journey reminded me that even when things feel like they're at their worst, you will eventually look back on those obstacles that seem to be in your way and realize they were just merely little stepping stones to your current success. The drive of my brother Dana Herbert, who is here today, helped inspire me through that tough time as well. He's also a Lerner College grad who got his degree in hotel restaurant management. However, his dream was to become a pastry chef. I watched him quit his job to start his own dessert company. And at the time, I thought it was the craziest idea ever. Because who gives up a good paying job with benefits when you're newlywed with a kid on the way? To be totally honest, I was a little worried. I was stressed that I'd have to explain to my wife why my brother and sister-in-law had become our new roommates who were eating all our food and staying on our couch. However, he showed me what betting on yourself and pursuing your dream is all about. He not only didn't let the idea of failure stand in the way of his dream, but I'm proud to say he now owns multiple storefronts. One right here at the University of Delaware, has his own cooking show airing on cable TV, and has won multiple national competitions. My dad and brother showed me that you cannot let the fear of failure stop you from pursuing your dreams. They taught me that you can never let anyone or anything diminish your drive to achieve your dream. Finally, I want to quickly dispel a few myths I've learned throughout my career. First myth, people often say if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Newsflash, that is the biggest bunch of crap anyone can ever tell you. You might have a passion for what you do, but trust me, you always know when you're up late working or grinding it out. I love what I do, but last night when I was up to 2 a.m. in my hotel room working, I knew I was working, especially since I had to be here at 8 in the morning. But it's just my passion for what I'm doing and what I believe in that causes me to burn that midnight oil and work tirelessly until the assignment is done. My passion for what I'm doing and the results I see happening motivate me to work hard each day and keep going back and trying to perform better every day. As you begin your career, find your passion, not what someone thinks your passion should be, but instead what is your true, deep-seated passion, and then let that passion be the fuel that drives you to work harder and achieve unprecedented heights. Another myth, practice makes perfect. It doesn't. It's a lie too, because even perfection has room for improvement. Practice doesn't make perfection, but instead practice brings about steady improvement, and your steady improvement will lead you to unprecedented levels of success. You must constantly remember that if you think you're perfect, someone will catch up to your level and surpass you. You must stay on the journey of continuous improvement if you wish to remain ready to seize opportunities as they arise. Or better yet, be able to create opportunities for yourself. These myths and motivations are the lessons that I think about each and every day, because without these insights I've learned, I wouldn't be who I am today. So my charge to the class of 2023 is simple. Continue the legacy of being a proud, I mean really, really proud, University of Delaware graduate who is an ass-kicking chicken in everything you do each and every day. Now, more than ever, you should ensure equity is at the core of what you're doing. You should act and move with the intention to deconstruct barriers to systemic equity. Don't be afraid to act because of a fear of failure. Instead, continue your improvements as you keep moving forward towards excellence. Congratulations, class of 2023. This is your moment right now, right here. This is your moment. Take it in. Know that you are prepared and ready to answer the call when opportunity knocks. But most of all, you've all learned the skills to build your own damn door if opportunity doesn't knock, so you can still realize and seize everything the world has to offer to you. Celebrate this achievement with your family and community that's been waiting for this moment, and hopefully sooner rather than later, you can be the alum that gives back to the University of Delaware and help them offer an even better experience for the next generation of future Blue Hens. Hell, you might be the next young alum, or at least young at heart alum, delivering a commencement address. Congratulations, class of 2023, and thank you so much.